Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Got a preeminent scholar, Gleason F. Archer, wrote the Handbook of Bible Difficulties. This is another great book, maybe the very best introduction to the Old Testament. It's really close if it's not. And so it's an introduction to the Old Testament, a survey. Let's see the official name of it. I know Sister Waldron's going to, Survey of Old Testament Introductions by Moody Press. This was when Moody was really in their groove. They still are in a lot of ways. They're really conservative. But, he had such great scholarship, primarily conservative. It's not as conservative as I am on it, but you can still learn a lot of information of why people believe what they believe and how people come to certain conclusions. But it would be considered very, very conservative. And that's autographed, it looks like, but I don't know who that is. But evidently it's not an autograph. To my wife, Sandra. My wife, Sandy, is sticking her tongue out at me. We say that. She is the camera person here. She is the camera woman at XT38 Studios. She's zooming in to let you see a little bit of the table of contents. Why would you get hardback books instead of electronic? Well, electronic, first of all, they can delete things. They can delete the whole thing. It's determined on you having a power grid to have. Even if you get it on like wonderful Logos software and others of that ilk and genre, you still got to have electricity. They can still delete things from there, and they may at some point. Also, the learning process. God gave us His truth in a book, and you actually learn more reading in hard copy than you do with electronics. Preface to the second edition, scope of the introduction. So I can't really recommend this more highly. I think if you get this for the Old Testament and Merrill C. Tenney's for the New Testament and just read it, you're going to know a lot of the ins and outs of different things. The reason I'm not so into so many of the modern introductions and Bible surveys is because they have been so saturated with worldly thinking that there's a lot of things that pass for conservative now that when you compare it with the book, with Holy Scripture, it just isn't compatible. And so you're thinking it's conservative, it's really not. But it is over 500 pages long, has an inventory of biblical manuscripts from the Dead Sea caves. That's a great thing. And this was at a time, he did this in 1974, when there was still a big epic battle for translating the Dead Sea Scrolls. So a survey of Old Testament introduction by Gleason Archer, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better one than this. And let's see if we've got a little biography. I don't think we do. Good scripture index in the back, page 528. But as far as who he is, I think that was on the slipcover, and the slipcover to this no longer exists. 14th printing, 1979. So this is good for Bible schools and things like that. Has a list of abbreviations. What can I say? Yeah, I would just, if you're looking at this, like it's even going into old books, James Orr's Problem of the Old Testament. Orr's line of argument has never been successfully refuted and is still valid today. Second of all world religions, only the Hebrew Christian offers a logically defensible epistemology, science of religious knowledge. The end result of 4,000 years of human investigation and philosophical inquiry has, apart from the Bible itself, been hopeless disagreement and confusion in the whole area of religion. Great footnotes. What can I say? Just a good book. Most anything by Gleason Archer. Now I'm Pentecostal. He would not have been a Pentecostal per se. So certain theologies like that, but just as far as information, Bethlehem's always 7 miles south of Jerusalem, so you can learn a lot from different things. such as that. So God bless. Hey, thanks for being here with us. Check out our playlist that this is part of, Pastor Waldron's library, books, recommended books, great Christian books everybody should read. And we'll talk with you later. God bless you. Join us.